What would cause Suga, known as one of BTS's most composed and emotionally reserved members, to break down and embrace Bang Si-hyuk in the middle of a massive Las Vegas stadium concert in front of 65,000 screaming fans? And what does this unprecedented public display of emotion reveal about their relationship, and about whatever circumstances or feelings prompted such an unguarded moment? The K-pop world was absolutely shattered last night when BTS's Las Vegas concert became the setting for one of the most emotionally raw and unexpected moments in the group's history, with Suga apparently overcome with emotion during a segment of the show, and walking to the side of the stage where Bang Si-hyuk was watching to initiate an embrace that quickly became tearful and extended, the entire interaction being captured on the massive stadium screens and triggering such intense screaming from the crowd that the performance essentially paused while both men held each other, and while the other BTS members watched with visible emotion from their positions on stage. The footage that has now been viewed over 9 billion times shows Suga's face as he approached Bang Si-hyuk, his expression showing someone struggling to maintain composure before giving up entirely, and allowing tears to flow freely as he embraced the man who discovered him as an underground rapper, and who believed in his potential enough to make him part of what would become the biggest musical act in the world. The fact that this occurred during the Las Vegas show specifically, in one of entertainment's most iconic cities and in front of a massive international audience, adds layers of meaning about achievement, arrival, and the distance traveled from Suga's origins as struggling artist to performing in Vegas alongside the mentor who made it all possible. Why would Suga specifically have this emotional breakdown and embrace with Bang Si-hyuk during the Las Vegas concert, rather than at shows in Korea or other locations? And does the Vegas setting carry particular symbolic weight about success and validation that triggered feelings demanding immediate expression? According to various psychological and cultural analyses of the moment, Las Vegas represents a specific kind of entertainment industry validation and arrival that has particular meaning in global popular culture, with performing in Vegas historically being seen as marker of having truly made it as an entertainer, and for Suga, who came from underground hip-hop background where commercial success was viewed with suspicion or disdain, performing a sold-out stadium show in Vegas may have created overwhelming cognitive and emotional experience of reconciling his artistic origins with his current position at the absolute pinnacle of global music industry. The specific choice or impulse to seek out Bang Si-hyuk in that moment of overwhelming feeling, rather than processing it privately or sharing it with fellow members, suggests that Suga's emotions were specifically about gratitude toward the person who bridged his past and present by believing in him, and by creating the opportunity for this journey that brought him from underground soul hip-hop to Las Vegas stadium stages. The fact that Bang Si-hyuk was apparently present watching from the wings rather than viewing remotely or being absent entirely created the opportunity for the spontaneous embrace to occur, and suggests his continued hands-on involvement in BTS's major performances. The detail that has fans absolutely devastated and crying alongside the footage is that, according to multiple sources including enhanced audio from fan recordings, Suga apparently said something to Bang Si-hyuk during their embrace that made the chairman visibly break down crying himself, with lip readers and those close enough to hear claiming Suga's words were along the lines of, "Thank you for believing in me," or "I wouldn't be here without you," creating moment of mutual emotion and gratitude that demonstrated genuine human connection beyond just business relationship. The specific image of both men crying while embracing in full view of 65,000 fans and countless cameras, with neither attempting to hide or control their tears despite the very public setting, has resonated with people far beyond just BTS fandom as representation of authentic gratitude and recognition of the people who help us succeed, touching on universal human experiences of wanting to acknowledge those who believed in us during our most uncertain moments. The fact that other BTS members were visible becoming emotional themselves while watching this interaction, with several appearing to wipe tears from their own eyes, demonstrates that the moment touched everyone present and reminded all of them about their shared journey and their debt to the man who created the opportunity for their dreams to become reality. The Las Vegas Stadium concert where this unforgettable moment occurred was a major tour stop at one of the city's largest venues, with BTS performing for a sold-out crowd that included fans who had traveled from around the world to see them in the entertainment capital that represents a particular kind of success and validation in popular culture. The venue's massive screens and sophisticated camera systems meant that the embrace between Suga and Bang Si-hyuk was not just visible to those nearby, but was broadcast to the entire stadium audience in clear detail, ensuring that everyone present witnessed the emotional moment and understood its significance, even if they couldn't hear the specific words being exchanged. The specific segment of the concert during which Suga's emotional moment occurred has been described as a reflective portion where members were speaking about their journey and expressing gratitude to various people who supported them, meaning the emotional context was already established before Suga's particular expression took the form of physically going to Bang Si-hyuk, rather than just speaking about him from the stage. The transition from talking about gratitude to physically demonstrating it through the embrace created powerful escalation that made the moment more impactful than words alone could have achieved. Bang Si-hyuk's visible emotional response to Suga's embrace in words has been noted as particularly significant given his typically more reserved public persona, and his powerful position that might be expected to create emotional distance or professional boundaries that would prevent such open displays of feeling. The fact that he allowed himself to cry publicly while being embraced by one of his artists demonstrates either that the moment genuinely overwhelmed his usual composure, or that he has cultivated relationships with BTS members that transcend typical business boundaries, and that allow for authentic emotional expression regardless of setting or audience. The other BTS members' specific reactions to witnessing Suga and Bang Si-hyuk's emotional embrace varied by individual, but showed universal support and shared feeling, with some members moving closer to the pair as though to participate in or support the moment while others remained at their positions but showed visible emotion. The collective response demonstrated that this was a group experience of reflecting on their journey and acknowledging the person who made it possible, rather than just being Suga's individual moment, though Suga's role in initiating and centering the interaction gave it particular power and authenticity. The audience reaction to witnessing this intimate emotional moment between artist and mentor was reportedly overwhelming, with the 65,000-person crowd creating sustained screaming and cheering that attendees describe as being qualitatively different from typical concert enthusiasm, with more emotional supportive energy as the audience collectively recognized they were witnessing something genuinely meaningful, rather than just another planned performance element. The specific duration of the embrace, reportedly lasting nearly a full minute before both men composed themselves enough to separate, gave the moment weight and seriousness that brief gesture could not have achieved. The social media response has been massive and overwhelmingly emotional, with fans sharing footage, expressing their own tears and emotional responses, and discussing the significance of seeing Suga, typically so controlled and reserved, allowing himself such public vulnerability and emotional expression. The specific contrast between Suga's usual persona and the raw emotion visible in this moment has made it particularly impactful for fans who feel they saw a genuine, authentic side of him that is rarely visible in public settings where image management and emotional control are typically maintained. The broader implications for understanding Suga's character and his relationship with Bang Si-hyuk have been subject to extensive discussion, with this moment providing rare window into the genuine gratitude and emotional connection that exists beneath the professional relationship and the commercial success. The specific choice to express these feelings through physical embrace and tears, rather than through more controlled verbal acknowledgement or private communication, suggests depth of feeling that demanded immediate physical expression, regardless of the public setting, or the potential for being misunderstood or criticized for unprofessional behavior. In conclusion, Suga's stunning emotional embrace with Bang Si-hyuk during BTS's Las Vegas concert, with both men visibly crying and with Suga apparently expressing deep gratitude for Bang Si-hyuk's belief in him and for the opportunities created, has provided one of the most authentic and moving moments in K-pop history. The public setting in Las Vegas, a city symbolizing entertainment industry success and validation, made the expression of gratitude particularly poignant as demonstration that even at the absolute peak of global musical achievement,